Hey friend, are you asking yourself, is this what I really want to be doing with my life? I don't think so. I think there's something else that I'm meant to be doing. Welcome to the Painting Your Path podcast, where we have real conversations about what it takes to step out, be bold, and do you. I'm your host, Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Painting Your Path podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I wanted to share a few events happening this month. And the first one is happening this Saturday. If you live in the Altadena or Pasadena area, or you want to just come by, I'll be at the Alta Art Fair Saturday, June 6th at the Fraternal Order of Eagles on 455 East Woodbury Road. Stop by, say hi, buy some art, and everyone who stops by my booth gets a free gift. And I'll be there from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturday, June 13th, a week from June 6th, I'll be showcasing again at the Blinn House in Pasadena at an event called Regional Restoration Expo. And that's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Wednesday, June 17th, I'm leading an in-person session called Movement and Meditative Art from 3 to 4:30 p.m. at the Eden Fire Collaborative. So if you're in the area, if you're in Altadena, Pasadena, or close by, schedule a midweek art break and join me. I'd love to have you. Spots are limited, so don't wait to sign up. And finally, it's mid-year, and if you haven't had a chance to create your vision board, I've got a virtual workshop you can take on your own time. And I'll have details and links to all of these offerings in the show notes. And now, on to the show. Last week, I started talking about mid-year reflections, and I want to continue that conversation today, but from a slightly different place. Because, if I'm being honest, I've been in a little bit of a mid-year slump. Not a dramatic, burn it all down kind of slump, but more like life has been asking a lot of me. I've been preoccupied with family. I've been tending to things that deeply matter. And because of that, some of my work has been put a little bit on hold. And maybe you know that feeling too. You're not quitting. It's not giving up. You're not totally lost. But you look up and realize, okay, I've drifted. And that's where I've been. And I want to talk about this because I think we're often taught to hide the messy middle. We somehow want everything to happen in one fell swoop. And I think especially if you're a coach, an artist, a leader, a parent, an entrepreneur, a helper, or honestly, a human being trying to have a meaningful life.
we just want to go from A to Z, right? We think we're supposed to always have clarity, always be motivated, always be building, always be showing up with a perfect plan. But sometimes we're just not there. Sometimes you feel tired. Sometimes you're grieving. Sometimes family needs you first. Sometimes the world feels heavy. And sometimes our attention goes to what is most urgent. And the things that are important but quieter get pushed to the side. And for me, I have 3 art-centered events coming up. I just talked about them at the beginning of this episode. And that feels really good because art brings me back to myself. It makes me feel connected, grounded, and alive. But I've also noticed I haven't been putting as much attention on my coaching. And instead of judging myself for that, I'm trying to get curious and be a true example of what it's like to be in the process of becoming. And here's what I know. Judgment can keep you stuck. It can keep you in the same thought loop. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but didn't. Why haven't I done this or that? Whereas curiosity opens a door. So maybe this episode is me gently coaching myself back onto the path. And I'm inviting you to do the same. If you're listening to this and you're feeling a little off, a little disconnected, a little unsure of what the hell happened to the first half of the year, I want to invite you to take a pause. Not a shame spiral, but a pause. And ask yourself, where are you really right now? What has been taking your energy? What have you been avoiding? And what did you say mattered earlier this year? And I think it's fair to also ask, does it still matter right now? And here's the other thing. You don't need a whole new life plan. Sometimes you just need to come back to the truth you already knew. Maybe there was an intention you set in March or January that quietly got buried. Maybe there was a creative project you said you'd start. Maybe there was a boundary you wanted to practice. Maybe there was a class, a conversation, a creative idea, or a dream that you kept pushing to quote-unquote later. And now here we are. It's mid-year, and later has arrived. So this is your loving nudge, not to panic, not to punish yourself or hustle your way back into worthiness, but to ask, what is your next honest step? And right now, part of that step is reconnecting with my coaching work. Remembering that this is what I do. I help people find their way back to themselves. I help them listen to what's calling them. I help them take the dream, the idea, the longing, a creative spark, and begin shaping a path forward to bring it to life. Not perfectly, but honestly, and one step at a time. And if you're in that place too, if you've felt a little lost, a little stuck, or like you're standing at the edge of the second half of the year wondering, what now? I'd love to support you. I'll leave a link in the show notes so we can connect, because your path is still here, even if you drifted, even if life interrupted you, even if you're beginning again. You can still continue to paint your path. And maybe that's the real your invitation. Not to become someone else, but to return to yourself. And with that, I'll close out. And until next time, keep painting your path.
Thank you so much for staying till the very end. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend. If you haven't had a chance yet, please write a review and rate the show. I would love to hear your feedback. And I also have a free resource guide for anybody who is asking themselves, am I on the right path for myself now? Or is there something else that I really want to do? Maybe you're in that quandary. Maybe you're wondering what's next. So head over to the show notes and you'll see my Painting Your Path framework guide. Download it and have some fun. Just start exploring. And thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next week.